going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Today we have the Daytona Beach trip vlog for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. Today we have the Daytona Beach as a whole in a trip format. Really hope you guys are excited for today's video. Very excited to get into this one, and we have a lot of awesome things to tell in today's trip vlog, if you will. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today, like I said, we have the Daytona Beach trip vlog, as we're going to be encompassing all the elements from the Daytona Beach trip on the actual trip itself rather than the flights and everything. So really hope you guys are excited for this. We have a lot of awesome stuff to dive into. I'm going to give a brief format because this is a very unique situation compared to the previous layover vlogs, like the Dallas and Phoenix day trip, where there wasn't actually a trip encompassed with that in terms of like a family trip and getting out of the airport and that sort of thing. So in this video, as it kind of would suggest and hint at, we're going to be taking a look at the full trip itself. There was quite a few things that we did that I definitely want to share. Most of the time, honestly, as you guys know, I was very sick during this trip, so I didn't end up doing a ton, but there are some cool things like taking a look at Embry-Riddle. There was also, simple things like flying kites on beach and the beach in general. So that would encompass those things for you guys and kind of show you what all goes into that, along with Daytona Beach International Airport, because this airport really blew my mind just in terms of how nice it is and just what kind of airport it is. It's a very unique airport, and I thought it would be really cool to kind of give its own video to kind of encompass everything. So what we're going to be doing in this order is we're going to be chronologically going through the sequence of events through Daytona Beach. That's going to be included but not limited to arriving at Daytona Beach International Airport, beating an unbelievable thunderstorm to be able to make it to Daytona Beach. Then we're going to go through days chronologically. I think we were there for 3, I think. There wasn't a ton of events, but there's a couple things I did want to show you guys. I'll be honest, most of the time I was going to be sitting in the hotel room, but that's kind of what it is when you're sick. I think you guys would understand that. And then obviously getting back to Daytona Beach, and that's when we go into a pretty solid tour of the airport. I decided to make this all into one video because this kind of gives the Daytona Beach just the full experience, and I know I iterated that like 3 different ways, but this is unscripted. Normally this kind of stuff I have scripted, so my apologies. But with all that being said, everybody, we have a lot of awesome things to dive into in today's video, so we're just going to walk through it step by step and go into it. So with all that being said, really hope you guys are excited for this, and let's get started. We're going to begin with this unbelievable arrival sequence into Daytona Beach International Airport, guys. This was by far probably the most insane arrival sequence I've ever been a part of. I've definitely seen some very cool things, to say the least, but this was unbelievable. So if you guys missed the trip report and the landing video, essentially what happened was, and I'll kind of show some B-roll so that I can catch you guys up to speed, there was a massive thunderstorm heading right towards Daytona Beach, it was coming right after we ended up landing. So what happened was, as you guys may saw in the trip report, we flew around the thunderstorm that was coming in. It was south of Gainesville, north of Orlando. So the storm was moving west to east, of course, and it was coming fast, man. It was an absolute unit of a sail. But what ended up happening was we flew around it. We ended up making a really cool long base leg, which put us into a final for only 7 left, and we ended up landing as normal. Now, one side of the beach looked great, the other did not. As you guys are seeing in these pictures and the footage, of course, the storm was inbound and it was coming very fast, very quickly. So we landed in time, even though you guys can easily see rain and lightning in the footage easily. We ended up landing with plenty of time. So we were good in that regard. So what ended up happening was, from the sequence of where we left off in the trip report, this is where we're picking up, of course. So what ended up happening was, of course, we deplaned. We'll go more into the components of Daytona Beach later in the video and just how the airport is set up in general, but we will look at some things, of course. So first off, just in general, the airport is absolutely amazing from initial glance. You guys can see the floor right here. It also looks really nice. So again, it's a super nice airport. This picture right here encompasses kind of the check-in, check-out area, kind of. There's a lot to, or I'm sorry, the left side of the airport, I believe this is the northwest side. I think it's somewhere around there. This is the check-in area. So I really like how Daytona Beach has this split up. So of course, it's a peninsula type terminal, just a simple rectangle. So on one side of the spectrum in the arrival and check-in area, you have the check-in on one side. This is American, Delta, no, not JetBlue anymore, I'm sorry, the other airline. There's another airline, I can't think of who it is right now, I don't know why, but American Delta over here, and this is where you check in and all that fun stuff. Of course, we kind of talked about Sunwing. I don't think they fly here, unfortunately, anymore, but this is the details of the check-in. So this is what it looks like. We'll see more here in a moment. Very nice facility. You can see the modern architecture that goes along with it, and just in general, it's a really cool concept. I think they did a really good job with it. Of course, Delta leading the way with their service to Atlanta out of this airport. American also has many destinations, included but not limited to Charlotte, Philly, Dallas, Reagan's going to be starting, I believe, and there may be one more. But a really solid lineup here for American. Charlotte's their main destination, to say the least. So it's a really nice facility, all things considered and all things encompassed. So with that said, moving into this next picture. Sorry, I'm kind of just walking through them. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. This next picture is, as you guys may know, one of the biggest components of Daytona Beach is NASCAR. NASCAR has the Daytona International Speedway, which is the site of one of the biggest NASCAR events, the Daytona 500, which recently just happened, ironically. And I think they have a summer event as well. But as you guys will see through Daytona Beach, if you ever go there, if ever been there, around the city and even in the airport, as you can see right here, you'll find a lot of different cars and things like that to show off this. So here's a NASCAR Racing Experience number 43 car. This was just on display to promote, hey, NASCAR is huge in Daytona Beach and all that. So this is just one of the cars that was parked up here in the baggage claim area, and I thought it was really cool. So yes, once again, this is the car. I think it's very, very cool to see this, and it's a really cool component to say the least. Here's the baggage claim of the arrival right here. So as you can see, this is American Flight 1554 from Dallas-Fort Worth. This is the first time I think I'm showing extensive footage from the baggage claim, so this is really cool. So really nice setup, as you're able to see through those clips, and just ultimately a really nice experience, all things considered. This next picture is another nice area. This is the other side of the area, which encompasses the this encompasses the arrival section, where you can get your rental cars, baggage, all that fun stuff, or anything else you may need. So again, this is just another pier to the airport. On the one side, on the side that I just showed you guys, you have the baggage claim, and on this side, as you can see, you have Hertz, Dollar, Enterprise, all the car companies as well. Another shot of that car over here. This is more of a side perspective, and this one kind of encompasses what the baggage claim looks like as a whole, instead of that video that was kind of all over the place. So again, it's a really nice setup, and I think they do a really good job with it. So well done there by Daytona Beach, setting it up and promoting NASCAR to the best of its ability. Now, as you can see through this clip right here, oh boy, as you can see, looking very dark outside. And of course, we had to get a rental car and everything. So by the time all this was completed, oh boy, as you can see by this picture, boys, it was about to get bad. So here's the checkout area where the rental cars and taxis and all that stuff come through. So here's Daytona Beach International Airport. Just taking a look at this picture, guys, you can see how dark the clouds are. It was going to be bad. I'll put some screenshots up of what the cells were looking like on the radar of my choice, which is my radar. It was looking bad. You can even see a satellite up there, which I think that's for weather. It may be for TV, but I'm going to assume that's for weather. So that's another really cool component. Keep in mind, this is dead summer, guys, so this is to be expected at this point with Daytona Beach. Just kind of just how it happened. And then, as you can see, by the time we got in the rental car, here we go. Oh boy, the rain has arrived. So as you can tell, this was not looking too good. And through these pictures that we'll see upcoming, man, it was, my dad was the one driving us, and this was just an unfortunate sequence, to say the least. This was an absolute monster of a storm, as you guys can see by that cell that I previously showed you guys. That thing was unbelievable, to say the least. So that blew through. We ended up making it to the condo safely, luckily. Of course, precautious driving. I mean, that was a... we do get some solid storms like that here in my area, but I mean, that was a real one. You know, usually when we're at home, obviously we have the circumstances to where we'll be able to beat that, but in this situation, it was either be at the airport or go to the condo, so we ended up making it to the condo. But luckily, as you can tell by these upcoming pictures, the rain started to lighten up, which was nice, and we made it to the condo safe and sound. A really nice facility. It was really, really good. Here's a view from the top of it. Such a pretty shot right here, as you can see by those incoming clouds right there. That shows the full details. And then just the ocean in general. It's a really nice ocean. I would recommend it. Daytona Beach is a phenomenal area, in my opinion. I had a lot of fun. Typical old Florida, coming out with the rainbow later in the day. This was probably like 7, 8 o'clock range. It was impressive to see this. This is just Florida. I mean, this is what happens in the summer, and this is just how it's encompassed as a whole. So again, really, really cool sequence right there, to say the least, in my opinion. And then a very pretty sunset as well. We ended up going to dinner downtown Daytona Beach. So as you can tell, very pretty colors, and it was a bunch of fun. I really enjoyed it. So that's where we go into detail with all that fun stuff. So during the next several days, I'll be honest, I don't have a single thing lined up here till one of the last days to show you guys. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do too much. Pretty much my days consisted of staying in the room, resting, and that was pretty much about it. Doing lunch and dinner. That was pretty much it. There wasn't much to encompass as a whole. I opted out of several activities my family ended up doing simply because of how I felt, which was very unfortunate. I really wish that I could have been a part of that, but we did do some things. I did end up going to the beach as well, which I think there should be a picture of that coming up. Sorry, these pictures actually got a little bit out of order, so I apologize about that. So that's what ended up happening there, but there were a couple things, as you can see through here. Yeah, okay, they got out of order. I apologize about that, but there was different things beach-wise and just some different views. There were some really pretty clouds, but for the most part, I didn't end up doing too much. But beach was one of them, and then all the extra events. I was trying to think if we did anything else. I think my parents and siblings may have went to a museum one day. I think I could be wrong on that, but regardless, it was a pretty laid-back trip and it was definitely enjoyable. So yeah, really enjoyed that process to say the least, even though I didn't feel good. But regardless, with all that being said, here's another particular event. This is one that I won't forget because this was a really peaceful outing right here. As you can see, this was kite flying on the beach. This was the last night. A bunch of fun. So as you can see, we got the kite probably 100, 200 feet up there, which was really cool. Maybe 50 feet, but it was definitely up there. As you can tell, well after sunset, and just a very enjoyable experience. Really enjoyed this, and getting to spend time with my relatives out on the beach, you know, doing that was very fun. You know, that just brought back a lot of memories of spending time with them in the past, because especially with the pandemic, but just more so getting busy in general. I haven't been able to see my relatives as much, which has been very unfortunate because, you know, I really enjoy spending time with them, and unfortunately some of them live farther than others, as you guys know. I have some, luckily my grandparents are close in the area, so I am able to see them more often than not. However, especially aunts and uncles and all that sort of thing, not as much. So it was really nice to get to spend time with them in a really pretty location as well. So that was a bunch of fun, and I really enjoyed that. So just an awesome memory I thought I would share with you guys, and definitely always try to spend time with them if you can. It's always a bunch of fun. So yeah, absolutely awesome experience. So with that being said, that takes us into getting back over to Daytona Beach, and we're going to go a little bit more in detail here with the airport itself because we have a lot more to encompass. So with that said, let's get into that. So the first thing that we're going to encompass is I actually ended up, since it was in the area and since we had an opportunity, we ended up heading over to the Daytona Beach Embry-Riddle Aeronautics University campus, which was really cool. So as you guys may or may not know, ERAU is a huge aeronautic university. They have two main campuses that would include Daytona Beach and Prescott, Arizona, ranked nationally and lots of rankings, nationally ranked as #1 in aeronautics in general. They do a lot of awesome things. This is included but not limited to, of course, aviation, but also you know, engineering, any aerospace things that you can think of. They do a lot, which is really cool. So like I said, they have two main campuses, the Daytona Beach and the Prescott campuses. Daytona Beach obviously in Florida, as we can tell right here, and the Prescott campus is in Arizona. I know a couple of my friends that go there, so that's really cool, and vice versa for Daytona Beach as well. So again, applied science, aviation, business, computers and technology, and engineering, security, intelligence, safety, and space. So they do a little bit of everything in the field, which is really cool. And there's definitely a lot of options. So as a whole, it's a really cool school, I believe. Some of the big things that I've heard, though, is it's very expensive, which I think the experience is very good. So that's really nice. And just as a whole, it's a really cool university, as you can see by these pictures. Of course, as you guys may have saw, we have the Wright brothers aircraft, the biplane, which was really cool to get to see in real life as well. Phenomenal facilities. It is super, super nice, as you're able to see. They have so many Cessnas, it is ridiculous. Here's a picture of a couple of them. I mean, it's just incredible to see the amount of airplanes they have in their fleet, and just as a whole, how that is encompassed. So, I mean, there's just so many planes, and it's a really cool, but they're set up super well. I mean, it's really cool. And they also have worldwide as well, so you can definitely do it that way if that's your preference. But just a couple of fun facts, you know, #1 in aerospace engineering program, according to their website. It's probably debatable through other things, but there we go. For 7 straight years, they've been in the top 5 for online bachelor's programs, which is very cool. They have 134 Embry-Riddle simulators, which is really nice. 40 national titles in the Prescott and Daytona Beach campuses have won just as a whole. That's probably just, you know, for just national recognition for what they do, which is very cool. 99 instructional aircraft combined between the 2 campuses, which is also very nice. So they definitely have a lot, and then you can obviously check out their website. There's more details for those respective degrees and all that fun stuff. Just as a whole, though, the aviation, I'll just kind of talk about that. Obviously, you have different aviation maintenance, management, and professional pilot degrees, air traffic control. I mean, anything that you could want, it is definitely there. They have doctor's degrees, bachelor's, master's, certificates. I mean, there's anything that you could want. They definitely encompass a little bit of everything in a very good manner as well, which is really cool. So again, since 1926, they've been working hard. So that's kind of spill on ERAU. Cool place. I definitely think that it was a very interesting experience. Definitely quite unique, and it's definitely state of the art. Despite what the opinions may be on it, we can all say that it definitely provides some really good training for your respective topic or field, I should say. But there's definitely a lot to go along with that. So, but still very cool indeed. So glad that we were able to see that, and it was a bunch of fun. Even though I won't be going there, it's still really cool to get to see that. So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, that's kind of the ERAU go at it, which again I thought it was a super cool place, and I really enjoyed that experience. So with all that being said, that's going to take us into our next lineup. Pardon me. Cannot believe I've done this all one cut. That's pretty impressive. So this takes us into kind of some pictures around the area. So here's the Daytona National Speedway. Sorry, I cannot decide on where I'm starting. Okay, Daytona International Speedway. Very, very cool racetrack. Of course, this is where Daytona 500's hosted and all these fun events. I think it's a super cool sport with NASCAR and everything. Another shout out to JJ Skippy, good friend of mine. But again, really cool lineup, and it's a very cool speedway. It was really cool to see them giving tours during the summer of that racetrack. And again, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I still think it's a pretty cool facility to say the least. So that was very cool in my opinion. So glad I was able to see that. I thought it was super cool. Really, really nice lineup right there, to say the least. Let's see here. Next up, we have the picture of the Daytona Beach International Airport sign, which was really nice. You could definitely see those really cool palm trees. That was really nice. So nice sign right there. And this takes us into the airport, everybody. So checking in was fairly simple. As you guys may remember, unfortunately, I was not able to stay with my family or the rest of my family. So me and my dad ended up coming back. He had to get back for work, and I just didn't feel good. So it wasn't worth it for me to stay, unfortunately, even though it would have been interesting to see what would have happened. I think I would have made it, but it would have been very interesting. So checking in was fairly simple. The drop off, I may be able to find a picture of it online and show you guys, but it's a really nice drop off. Pretty simple, just like any other departures area that you'll find. It is cool how they're separated compared to the arrivals. It's not like a layer system. It's in 2 different places, so I thought that was pretty neat. But heading into the check-in area, as you can see by these clips, really, really nice. We got check-in done. It was very quick. There was not many people. We were super early for our flight. I think our flight left at, I think it was 4 o'clock. It was 3 or 4. It was maybe 3 o'clock, and we got there at about 12:30 because we had to leave our condo, and as you guys may remember, my relatives, mom and sister, ended up going on to Orlando, so they had to be somewhere. So we ended up getting dropped off super early. Yes, we could have did an activity or something, but my dad needed to work on his computer. I obviously am making this video and want to do some plane spotting and see Daytona Beach as a whole. So that's what ended up happening. But again, really, really nice, and I was glad that I was able to see that as a whole. Transitioning into the airport, they have some areas outside the terminal, a couple cafes and stuff. It's not too much, but it is a good bit, especially for a 6-gate airport. You can definitely find something in there. So definitely was pleased with that. Which takes us into the TSA. It's a very unique design. It's a arc shape, and it's like the narrowest TSA I've ever seen in my entire life. I honestly am surprised how they're able to function with it at bank times, and I'm not sure if there's a picture of it online. I'm surprised I didn't get a video of it, but it is a really narrow arc that has 2 lanes. I think one's TSA pre-check, the other's just normal TSA, and it banks back into a TSA area with all the machines and everything. So it was a really unique setup. I'm really surprised they're able to function with it, especially during long or bank times, but still a really cool setup, and we made it through with no pressure at all because there was not any flights at the time. So with that being said, that takes us into the airport, and you guys can just already start to see the architecture of how nice this airport is. So here's a really nice view of what the airport encompasses as a whole. Again, really nice. You have plenty of seats, big nice signs along with the over the head windows, which was really nice for natural lighting purposes, and it just gives that tropical vibe inside the airport, which is really nice. And again, different news shops and different things like that. Really good lineup, and as you can see as we're just walking through the terminal here, again, I just really like the architecture. I was a really big fan of what was going on through this terminal, and this is just a full walk through the terminal, as you can see. So hopefully that got lined up nicely. Here's a gate right here. Looking at it, this is gate 5 or 6. I think it's 5. But as you can tell, nobody's using this gate right now. But as you can see by these amenities, was able to get really nice views. You have USB ports and the power outlets, which is just a really nice accommodation, of course. And the seats in general, just really nice. And in this airport, I can say one of the nice things is, and this goes for a lot of airports around the U.S., there's plenty of room to sit, which is really nice. Here's the view outside the gate right here. Nice jet bridges. I'm surprised there's not more air service at Daytona Beach, especially low-cost wise. Here's some sort of sign right here. Yes, gate 4, my apologies. Commuter gate, which is kind of cool. But again, really surprised this is not more low-cost carriers, especially. This was a Delta gate. I think they may use it during peak times, but they only overnight one flight right now, so maybe that was pre-pandemic. But transitioning into this next clip, here's a nice sign of gate 5. Gate 6 is Delta, and as you can tell, the Atlanta flight was about to go out. We'll see that here in a little bit as well. Really nice encompassing right there. And this is a nice area over here on the right side that goes into, or not goes into, but has plenty of details, so that was really nice. As you can see by this shot right here, this is a shot of gate 5. And this shows off the Daytona International Speedway in the background, which is a super cool component of Daytona Beach. I'm actually just going to pull it up from Google Map perspective to kind of show you guys what everything encompasses, because it's a pretty cool airport in general. And since we're here looking at the terminal and everything, I might as well encompass this. But again, it's a very cool airport just in general. And I know we're still going over it, but it's just a beautiful airport. And I think that it's really was really well assembled. So again, they ended up building a new terminal, I believe in the 90s, because the previous one was just not adequate for what they were doing. So with that said though, here's an overview of the airport. Of course, you have 3 runways, you have 7 left, 7 right, and I believe that is 1-6. Yeah, 1-6 and 3-4. So really nice lineup right there. Let's start left to right. So of course 7 left, it's a very long runway. It's like 9,000 feet, so that's plenty of room for any aircraft to land, which is really nice. Immediately off of that, you'll see the Daytona International Speedway. Definitely a very unique aspect of Daytona Beach is just having these two things together, is an airport and a NASCAR track, or just a racetrack in general, I should say. So really cool, very interesting. As you can tell, this is a very populated area, so there's quite a bit going on around here. You obviously have a neighborhood off the side of it. Along with that, you obviously have a university too, and plenty of things. So really cool. Let's keep proceeding through here. As you can tell on the south side, you have some hangars. Racing Jet Aviation, this is a GA ramp that encompasses many aircraft. I think I have footage, but I definitely have pictures of different aircraft down there, so that was really cool to see, and you guys may saw on the landing as well. Again, Daytona International Speedway, I'm not the biggest NASCAR expert, but I'll kind of just give you guys a rundown. Of course, you have the track, which is a really cool design. All the places where the trucks and everything were parked for the teams and everything, and then a giant stand so everybody can see what's going on, and it's a really cool lineup, and plenty of parking, of course. So again, tickets and tours available for that. It's a really cool unit. I think they did a really good job with that. So Daytona International Speedway, really cool. This year's Daytona 500 was crazy, let's just say that. That will pan us into the terminal itself. So here's the 2 pier parts I'm talking about. They're actually kind of like squares, which is interesting. I thought they were much longer. So as you can tell, on the left side, that was the northwest side. That's where the check-in is, and that encompasses everything. Delta, American, and everybody else that may fly here one day or has. I think JetBlue has. AirTran did, I believe, as well. So there's been Continental. I mean, I think even United as well. So there's been plenty of carriers here in the past. So it's been interesting to see so many of them drop service, and it's been very unfortunate. And then as you can tell, on the pretty much the east side, but you can call it the southeast if you wanted to. You will see the arrival area, which goes into the full details of, pardon me, this goes into details of all the cars, the baggage claim, and everything like that. So it's a really cool lineup. So, and then just the design in general, as you guys can see through the screenshots here, there's the arrival door and the panel right there. But then of course you also have the checkout area, the lap around, which is really nice. Big parking lot as well, which is really cool for the airport too. Okay, so here's the terminal. Obviously 6 gates. American currently uses gates 3, and it looks like in the screenshot they've used 5. That's really cool to see. A 200, that was probably a PSA 200. So looks like in peak times they've used both those gates. I think gate 1, I think they would also use if they needed to, but that's kind of the situation there. Solid gate lineup. JetBlue flew here actually back in 2019. I think they cut service early 2019. But they used gate 6. I think Delta used to use 2 and 4, maybe just 4. But gate 2, again, probably was used by somebody in the past, but unfortunately not anybody right now. Now gate 6 is used by Delta, as you guys were able to see. Gate 4 is probably an overflow gate for Delta. We saw some branding over there. So just mainly American Delta carrying this thing. Again, I am shocked that there's no ULCCs here. JetBlue obviously tried it, didn't go so well. Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant, I would think that Allegiant doesn't make practical sense with, you know, Orlando, Sanford being fairly close to the area. So Frontier, Spirit, I would think that something's coming up at some point. But again, really cool terminal design. You can obviously see the peninsula type rectangle shape. And you can kind of even see the TSA block kind of coming off of that, which is really cool. And just inside the terminal, there's tons of windows as well. They look really nice, so it's really cool to get to see that. And just as a whole, it's really, really cool. Alrighty, so this pans us back. Plenty of taxiways on this airport. There's a good bit here. So, and then you have more extra stuff for the Daytona 500 as well on the sides of the airport. Here's Phoenix East Aviation. I believe this is another flight training company, which is really cool. This is right next to the terminal area. You also have the International Jet Bridge right here as well. Sorry, I forgot to encompass that. But this actually used to be the old terminal, I believe, but now it is an international gate. Sunwing used to fly here. I don't think they're going to be back, unfortunately, but this is where Sunwing operated into, which was very cool. Of course, you have plenty of parking over here as well for that, and maybe we'll get another international plane. I think they've also used it for international charters as well, which is a really cool component as a whole. So really, really nice right there. Back over to Phoenix East Aviation, though. Again, I believe this is just another flight center area, which is very cool. I'm not sure about them as a whole, but I think they're pretty good. So, but definitely have a big fleet here on the apron and the screenshot that I'm looking at. So, very, very nice. There's also a Nascar hangar and a Delta cargo area over here by the west side of 16, which is another cool component of the airport as a whole. So, yes, very nice. Heading over to the other side of 16, this is Embry-Riddle University right here, guys. Absolutely huge campus, or I'm sorry, in terms of a campus like this, it's pretty big, but it's not the biggest thing that I've ever seen for sure. So as you can tell, we'll start with the campus itself. You obviously have the road that connects it here, and you have some different fields and things for their sporting events. Over on the other side of the road, there's definitely plenty over there. There's also Midland High School, which is right next to the airport as well. So like I said, this is a very populated area to say the least. Okay, back over to the university though. You have plenty of fields and different things here for ERAU as a whole. And then panning over onto the other side of the road, you obviously have the full campus itself. This is included but not limited to the entrances, buildings, all the dorm rooms, the student union, all the classrooms, of course, which obviously is where all the classes are. All the other things that the campus would encompass just as a whole, parking. Again, all the sporting events and everything's on the other side of the road right there. But as a whole, it's a really good campus and definitely encompasses a good bit of things there. Which takes us into the flight center operations. As you can see, that ramp is absolutely huge. You have 3 lines at about probably 25 aircraft each, which is super impressive. ERA's fleet consists of many single-engine aircraft, of course. This is included but not limited to Cessnas. I don't think they have many other single-engine aircraft or multi-engine aircraft. It appears to be they have. These look like some King Airs from the aerial. I'm not a complete expert, but they definitely have plenty. Maybe some Pipers in there as well. So definitely have a really good lineup of aircraft through here. And it's really, really cool to get to see and encompass all this indeed. There's a lot here. So again, very, very cool. And it was really cool to see in person. Definitely go there if you get a chance. It's a really cool place. And just it's just a vibe. Let's just say that. It's a really cool place. So that's kind of the airport as a whole right there. Panning back over down, you'll see the control tower over there in the center of the airfield. There's some more GA ramps. You have the ATP Flight School, which is also here in Daytona Beach, in the Air America Flight Center as well, and more GA ramps, because obviously Daytona Beach is a hot spot for tourists, and just in general, people like to have their areas throughout here. So also you'll see the DME Academy. So just as a whole, this airport definitely encompasses a lot. There's a lot of really cool elements to the airport. Again, there's quite a lot, and I think it's a really unique airport setup with all the flight centers along with the Daytona International Speedway right next to it. And kind of surprised there's not more air service. Yes, Daytona Beach is not the biggest airport in the world area, pardon me, but there's definitely a good bit to encompass with it. So yes, as a whole, Daytona Beach, very, very cool. I think the airport's very, very nice. So if you ever get a chance, definitely check out Daytona Beach, the airport. As a whole, there's a lot to it. Moving on to some other pictures and footage, though, as you can see right here, there's definitely some dark clouds. Luckily, no rain. It was just big cumulus clouds as a whole. So definitely really nice right there. And just looking at the airport as a whole, it's really nice. 1 o'clock, not bad at all. And there's that ramp I was talking about. There's the footage. So as you can see, we got a Gulfstream. It looks like a G5 over there in Phenom, and there's another Gulfstream right there. So really cool to get to encompass that, and got some great pictures as well. Alrighty, that proceeds us into just another nice look here. Oh, didn't mean to touch my keyboard, but another nice look at the seats right here. They're really nice. I think they did a really good job with them. So just as a whole, really, really nice right there. And then here's just some footage of them. Time's slowly moving by, which is nice. And again, sorry this video so long, guys. There's just a lot to encompass with this airport. It's really, really nice. So here's some more footages that's just really nice in general. Very, very nice. So I think I took pictures. I'm gonna try to put them on the screen if I can. But we had an American Sierra 900 November 605 November landing in from Philadelphia. Really, really cool to get to see that as well. And there's multiple pictures. Somehow a North Dakota UND Cessna 172 was in the area, so I ended up getting a picture of a UND and an Embry-Riddle Cessna 172, which was very unique. Must have been doing a very long summer trip. So, but very cool to see them in the area. That was really, really cool. So, as a whole. So again, very cool. Back to the CRJ 900 though, this is actually right next to the other flight number. This was AA5455, and the tail number was very similar. We had November 600, November back to Dallas, so very similar tail number as a whole to the other, so to my aircraft. And here's some video of that aircraft at the gate right here. Very nice footage. You got the fuel truck really close to the wing, which is really cool. And there's the big tug, looks nice, and plenty of tail bars for different types of aircraft down here. Just some really nice footage right here. 12 Pro Max always does a really good job, so always happy with how it does, and again, really happy with the result of it. So again, just taking a look at the whole encompassing though, there's some nice views of the jetways, those big cumulus clouds. That's Florida at its finest. There's a luggage or conveyor belt, I should say, right there, my bad. And just as a whole, beautiful area for Daytona Beach right here. So glad to get to see the footage right there for that. Really, really nice. Panning over into the pushback right here. Again, heading back to Philadelphia. That was a really quick turnaround. They got him out and in really fast. So again, clean pushback footage right here. November 605, November. Definitely a really cool aircraft from the PSA fleet, and a really, really nice one. So here was a little cafe type thing that we ended up stopping for lunch at. Really, really nice. About 2 o'clock. Oh, 3 o'clock. Okay, so time was definitely moving fast. So yes, I was trying to stay on Central Time a little bit, but got to stay on Eastern Time a little bit. So yeah, but was having some lunch, really nice. A little late lunch, if you want to call it that. Usually my lunch is about 12, but it happens. It happens. What can I say? And I'm sure you guys can all attest to such. So really, really cool as a whole, indeed. And I'll also do it now. I should have did it when I did the other ones, but I got a really cool arrival sequence of a Delta Airlines Airbus A321 coming in from Atlanta. Got some really good shots of it. These are just the raw ones, so I hope you guys are enjoying these. I should have got some footage. I apologize about that in advance, but they were really, really nice. This aircraft had so many people on board. There was probably, I would say, 225 that deplaned. It was probably the full capacity of that plane, which was really nice. I actually think, if I'm not mistaken, it was an A320, and they got upgraded to an A321 last second. So it would not surprise me if that was the case. So really, really cool. I really wanted to see a 320 up close, but because that's what Daytona Beach has a lot of, is mainly the 320s, but it got upgraded for 321. Super cool to see it. I want to say it was 339. It may not have been. It was a maybe 334, 331. It was a 3.3, I think. But again, it was really cool to get to see it. And again, it was really great to see all these aircraft that came in. And there was some good spotting. Even though Daytona Beach at this time wasn't a ton, I got to see some cool GA catches and all that fun stuff. So again, really, really nice. Next thing, there's actually a room in Daytona Beach's airport, as you can see right here, that encompasses some books and then some different plane models, which is really cool. This is a nice little area to hang out if you're not doing spotting or anything. So this is a cool area. But as you can see by the arrival board, as this will come back up momentarily, here's the arrivals. And as you can see, the Dallas-Fort Worth arrival is coming soon. But our departure is going to be the 3:45 departure because the aircraft came in from Charlotte. So really, really nice right there. Another look right here at the terminal again. It looks like I think we're getting ready to board. I think, yeah, that's our aircraft right there. November 600, November. So we were definitely getting ready to take it up to Dallas-Fort Worth. And that was really exciting. Boarding was about to start. As you can tell, it's a populated area, but getting one couple final looks here. And it appears to be that there's actually an audio right here, or me talking. So let's see what this is.
All right, guys, almost time to board. Probably the last live check-in I'll do till when we get home tonight, but I thought I'd give you guys another live check-in here. So hope everything's going well. And yeah, this should be the end of the check-in vlog into the trip report for the CRJ 900. So whichever portion this makes it on, let's get started.
Alrighty, so as you can tell right there, that was kind of the end of it. So that's going to be taking us into the trip report with the American Eagle Bombardier Acer 900 operated by PSA Airlines, November 600, November, with service out to Dallas-Fort Worth. This flight was not quite as eventful as the previous one, but it was still a really fun flight, and I enjoyed it a lot. So that will be where we take it into with the next flight. So again, guys, Daytona Beach is a great area to summarize. There's a lot of awesome stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the live format. I could have compiled it, but I'll be honest, for the sake of time and how busy I've been, I thought that this would be a pretty fun or a pretty good format. Sorry for the additional rambling. That probably would not have been encompassed if I would have been able to do the scripting to do this, but the live format I think did work really well, and for a one take that's been going for almost 40 minutes now, I think it went really well. So that's the full Daytona Beach trip. Again, sorry that was pretty quiet in terms of the actual trip, but in terms of the airport, there was plenty to encompass. And yeah, I definitely could have done a little bit better of a job for a tour video, I guess. I may make a separate one later down the line, but this is in Atlanta. This is a 6-gate airport, so I thought that made sense to encompass it in a video like this. So yeah, really hope you guys are excited for that trip report and the upcoming content. And then we'll have the final leg, which will be the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 from Dallas-Fort Worth to Tulsa International Airport, of course. Also to confirm, that layover vlog is going to be really bad. I don't know how I'm going to encompass that. It's going to be a very short video. I think there was a couple planes I got to see, and that was about it. Not much footage. Just got screwed up. So again, really appreciate it, or not appreciate it, but really appreciate your guys' support and bearing with me, because that was a very unfortunate go at it. But yeah, this trip was absolutely incredible. Really excited for what's to come. I hope you guys are excited for it as well. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it, and I hope you guys are excited for the upcoming content. Again, Daytona Beach is a great place. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. Really enjoyed my experience there, and definitely hope to go back and maybe watch the Daytona 500 or do another fun event, especially when I feel good, even though I'm feeling much better than I did back then. But definitely hope to go back. We'll talk more about future trip plans soon. At this current time, I've thought a lot about it. We will see what happens. I'd really like to do something before school ends, but I don't know if that's going to quite happen. But again, we will see. I'll keep you guys informed, and I hope you guys are excited for it. So with all that being said, everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, my voice is kind of dying on me. But I hope you guys are excited for all the upcoming content. It's going to be really good. Be sure to check out previous videos as well. Working really hard, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as a result. So with all that being said, everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love, and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.